You worthless relic. Sophia's voice sliced through the air like a whip, her eyes narrowing on Margaret's trembling hand as the glass slipped and shattered on the marble floor. Water splashed across the rug, soaking into the fibers, but Sophia didn't flinch. She stepped forward, heels clicking sharply, her tailored dress hugging her frame with unyielding arrogance. Margaret recoiled, her frail body shrinking into the armchair, fingers clutching the armrests until her knuckles whitened. The old woman's lips parted, a whisper forming. "I'm sorry, dear. My hands." But Sophia cut her off with a sneer. "Sorry? You're always sorry, aren't you? Dragging us down with your shakes and spills. This house isn't a nursing home for has-beens like you." Jasmine froze mid-step from the kitchen doorway, tray in hand, her dark eyes flashing with restrained fury. She set the tray down with deliberate calm, the clink of china echoing like a warning shot. "Ma'am, that's enough. Let me clean it up." But Sophia whirled on her, face twisting in contempt. "You? Stay out of this, girl. You're just the help. Black help at that. Know your place before I remind you." The words hung heavy, laced with venom, as Sophia jabbed a finger toward Jasmine's chest. Margaret's breath hitched, tears welling in her faded blue eyes, but she reached out weakly. "Sophia, please. Jasmine's been kind." Sophia's laugh barked out, sharp and mocking. "Kind? She's poisoning you against me, filling your head with nonsense. Look at her, thinking she can interfere in family matters." She snatched the fallen glass shard from the floor, waving it dangerously close to Margaret's face. "You're a burden, Mother. A trembling, useless burden we tolerate out of pity." Jasmine surged forward then, her body a barrier between them, arm outstretched to block the shard. "I said enough! You won't touch her!" Sophia's eyes widened in rage, dropping the shard to slap Jasmine's hand away. "How dare you defy me? You're fired. Pack your trash and get out now." Lucas, entering from the hall with a briefcase in hand, halted at the threshold, his face paling as he absorbed the scene. His wife's flushed fury, his mother's cowering form, and Jasmine's unyielding stance. "Sophia, what the hell is going on?" But Sophia spun to him, voice dripping false calm. "Darling, this maid attacked me. She's turning your mother against us." Jasmine's jaw tightened, her voice low and thunderous. "Lies. She's the one hurting Mrs. Margaret, day after day with her cruelty." Lucas hesitated, glancing between them, but sided with Sophia. "Jasmine, leave. Now." The command landed like a blow, and Margaret whimpered, clutching Jasmine's sleeve. Sophia smirked in triumph, but Jasmine's gaze locked on Lucas, burning with unspoken truth. The tension coiled tighter, each accusation fueling the next. Sophia's barbs drawing blood, Margaret's silence screaming helplessness, Jasmine's defense igniting the fire. Lucas's doubt flickered, a seed planted in the chaos. As Jasmine gathered her coat, her steps deliberate toward the door. Yet in her pocket, the old necklace pressed against her skin, a hidden link waiting to unravel everything. "Get out before I call the cops on you!" Sophia's snarl ripped through the charged silence, her finger stabbing toward the front door like a dagger. Jasmine didn't flinch, her spine straightening as she slipped her coat over her shoulders, the fabric whispering against her skin. Her eyes locked on Sophia's, dark and unyielding, a storm brewing behind the calm. Margaret's hand shot out, grasping Jasmine's wrist with desperate strength, her voice a fractured plea. "No, please, don't leave me with her." Sophia shoved Margaret's arm away, nails digging in just enough to leave red marks. "Shut up, old woman. She's gone, and good riddance." Jasmine's teeth clenched, jaw muscles bulging as she pried Margaret's fingers loose with gentle force. "Mrs. Margaret, I'll be fine. But remember this. One day, the blood that binds will expose the real strangers here." The words landed like a slap, heavy with unspoken weight, making Sophia's cheeks flush deeper crimson. Lucas shifted uneasily, his briefcase dropping to the floor with a thud, but he held back, voice gruff. "Jasmine, that's enough. Just go." She nodded once, sharp and final, turning on her heel without a backward glance. The door clicked shut behind her, the sound echoing like a gunshot in the vast hall. Outside, the New York night air hit her face cold and biting, but Jasmine's steps didn't falter. She clutched her bag tighter, fingers brushing the old necklace in her pocket, its chain a cool reminder of secrets buried deep. Back inside, Sophia whirled on Lucas, her triumph cracking into a hiss. Finally rid of that meddler, she had no right. Margaret crumpled further into the chair, sobs racking her frail frame, hands trembling uncontrollably now. She protected me. From you. Sophia's hand flew up again, but Lucas caught her wrist midair, his grip iron. Stop. That's my mother. The accusation hung, fueling Sophia's rage anew. She yanked free, eyes blazing. Your mother? She's a leech, Lucas. And that Maid. Poison. You saw how she defied us. But Lucas's gaze drifted to the door, doubt etching lines on his face. Jasmine's words replayed in his mind, a thorn embedding deeper. Margaret reached for him, voice breaking. She was kind when no one else was. Sophia stormed off to the kitchen, slamming cabinets in fury, each bang a punctuation to her dominance. Lucas knelt by his mother, but his touch felt hollow, her tears soaking his sleeve. Jasmine, blocks away now, hailed a cab under the streetlights, her breath steady despite the knot in her chest. She wouldn't beg or break, not for them. The driver's door swung open, and she slid in, directing him to Harlem with a firm tone. As the city blurred past, her mind raced ahead, plotting survival, the necklace's weight a promise of truths yet to surface. Inside the mansion, the silence thickened, broken only by Margaret's muffled cries and Sophia's distant mutters. Lucas stood, fists clenched, the first crack in his certainty forming. He glanced at the spilled water still pooling on the floor, a mess mirroring the chaos Jasmine's departure had unleashed. The air pulsed with unfinished business, pulling him toward questions he couldn't yet voice. She's gone! Finally! Sophia's voice cracked the silence like thunder, her heels pounding back into the room as she slammed a glass of wine down on the table. Splashes dotted the surface, mirroring the earlier spill. Lucas jerked his head up from kneeling by Margaret, his mother's sobs still echoing in his ears. Sophia, enough. Look what you've done to her. Margaret's hands shook harder, clutching her son's shirt, her whisper cutting through. Jasmine, she was my only... Sophia lunged forward, cutting her off with a finger jabbed in accusation. You're only what? Allie against me? That girl's poison, Lucas. Fired her ass and you backed me up? Lucas rose, fists balling at his sides, the doubt from Jasmine's parting words gnawing deeper. He glanced at the floor, the shattered glass glinting under the chandelier light. Something caught his eye, a small chain peeking from under the armchair cushion. He bent down, fingers closing around it, pulling free an old necklace with a locket, engraved with faded initials. Margaret's eyes widened, breath catching. That's from Ilara, my old friend. Sophia snorted, snatching at it, but Lucas yanked it back, grip tightening. Ilara, the black woman you mentioned once. What the hell is this doing here? Margaret's voice trembled, stronger now. Jasmine left it. She's Ilara's daughter. I recognized it the day she started working here. Sophia's face twisted, rage boiling over. Lies! That maid's trash. Probably stole it. You're senile, mother. Lucas's chest heaved, the locket's weight pulling at him like an anchor. He flipped it open. Inside, a tiny photo of two women, Margaret, young and vibrant, arm around a black woman beaming beside her. This is you and Ilara. Jasmine looks just like her. Sophia grabbed his arm, nails digging in. So what? Coincidence. She's out, and we're better for it. But Lucas shoved her hand away, storming toward her, voice rising. Better? You just fired someone who protected my mother from you. That slap you aimed at Mom. I saw the mark on her arm. Sophia backed up a step, eyes flashing defiance. She deserved it, spilling everywhere, whining constantly. Margaret stood shakily, pointing at Sophia. You hate me because I'm in the way of your perfect life. The words ignited Sophia's fury. She swung around, knocking a vase off the table in a crash of porcelain. Perfect? With you here, it's hell! Lucas stepped between them, locket clenched in his fist. Stop! This necklace. It's proof Jasmine wasn't just helping. She meant something to Mom. Sophia's laugh sliced sharply, but cracks showed in her poise. Proof? Of what? Some old friendship? Fire her anyway. She defied us. Lucas's jaw locked, regret surging like acid in his throat. He pocketed the locket, turning to Margaret. Why didn't you say? Margaret's tears fell freely. I was afraid Sophia would make it worse. The accusation hung, fueling a chain of shouts. Sophia denying, Lucas pressing, Margaret revealing snippets of Jasmine's kindnesses over months. Sophia slammed her fist on the counter, voice shrill. You're both against me now? Fine. Keep your secrets. She stormed upstairs, door slamming like a final punctuation. Lucas slumped into a chair, locket in hand, staring at the photo. Regret clawed at him, Jasmine's prophetic words echoing, blood-binding strangers. Margaret touched his shoulder, voice soft. Find her, son, before it's too late. The room pulsed with unresolved tension, the spilled water drying into stains, a map of fractures yet to widen. Outside, the city lights flickered, pulling Lucas toward the unknown streets where Jasmine had vanished, a hunt brewing in the shadows of his mistake. She's a liar, black trash twisting your mind. Sophia's scream echoed from the bedroom door, her face contorted in fury as she hurled a pillow at Lucas's back. He ducked, the fabric whipping past his ear, slamming into the wall. Margaret flinched in her chair, hands flying to cover her ears, but Lucas spun on her, voice booming. Enough, Sophia. That necklace proves something's off. Sophia charged forward, snatching at his pocket for the locket, nails scraping his hand. Proves what? Your mother's delusions? Fire her was right. Now you're chasing ghosts. Lucas shoved her back, chest heaving, regret fueling his shove. Ghosts? Jasmine protected Mom when I didn't. I'm finding her. Sophia's eyes narrowed to slits, blocking his path to the door. You idiot! Leave it! She's gone and we're free! But Lucas shouldered past, grabbing his keys with knuckles whitening. Margaret's plea cut through. Go, son! Bring her back! Sophia whirled on her, finger jabbing. You shut... Lucas slammed the door mid-sentence, the bang silencing her. His footsteps pounded down the hall, heart hammering as he burst into the night air, hailing a cab with a sharp whistle. Brooklyn, start at the shelters. The driver nodded, tires screeching as they peeled away. In the cab, Lucas's fingers dug into the locket, flipping it open again, staring at the photo of Margaret and Alara. Doubt clawed him. Had he been blind to Sophia's venom? Jasmine's words burned, blood exposing strangers. He dialed contacts, voice clipped. Hey, it's Lucas. Need info on a former employee. Jasmine Hayes. Black woman, late 20s, from Harlem. Responses crackled back. Leads thin, but one pointed to a community center. The cab jerked through traffic, Lucas's knee bouncing, sweat beading on his brow despite the chill. He leapt out at the first stop, a rundown shelter bursting through doors. Looking for Jasmine, tall, dark skin, worked as a maid. Head shook, but a volunteer snarled, Who the hell are you? Rich guy hunting help? Lucas's jaw tightened, pushing cash forward. Not hunting, fixing a wrong. The volunteer pocketed it, muttering an address in Harlem. He flagged another ride, mind racing. Images flashed. Jasmine's arm blocking Sophia's slap, her eyes fierce. Regret twisted his gut like a knife. At the Harlem apartment block, he pounded on doors, breath ragged. Jasmine Hayes. Anyone know her? A neighbor cracked the door, chain rattling. Who wants her? Lucas held up the locket. From her mother, Alara. I fired her wrong. The woman's eyes softened, pointing down the street. Try the center. She helps elders there. Lucas bolted, shoes slapping pavement, bursting into the community center amid laughter and chatter. Elders turned, eyes wary. He scanned faces, voice urgent. Jasmine, where is she? An old man gripped his cane tighter. Why? You look like trouble. Lucas's fists clenched, frustration boiling. I hurt her. Need to apologize. Whispers rippled, but a woman nodded toward the back. She's in the kitchen, feeding the hungry. Pushing through, he spotted her. Jasmine stirring a pot, apron smeared, her movements steady despite the chaos. She looked up, eyes widening, spoon clattering. You? Here? Lucas stepped forward, locket thrust out. This is yours. Mom recognized it. Ilara's. Jasmine's hand flew to her mouth, but she snatched it back, chin lifting. Too late for trinkets. You chose your wife. Lucas's voice cracked. I was wrong. Saw the marks on Mom. Sophia's poison. Jasmine's lips pressed thin, turning away. Leave. I don't need your pity. But he grabbed her arm, gently pleading. Wait. Tell me about Ilara? Mom's friend? Jasmine yanked free, eyes flashing. Best friend, till life tore them apart. Now go. Elders murmured, closing ranks around her. Lucas backed off but planted his feet. Not till you hear me out. The confrontation sparked, Jasmine's defenses cracking under his persistence. Elders intervening with sharp questions. Rich boy thinks sorry fixes it? One snapped. Lucas met their stares, voice firm. No, but starting does. Jasmine's shoulders tensed, the locket's chain dangling from her fingers like a lifeline. Hours blurred, him shadowing her shifts, offering help she refused, peeling back layers of his guilt. He carried boxes, served meals, his suit sleeves rolled up, sweat mixing with regret. Jasmine's glances softened fractionally, but walls held. Why chase me? Your empire calls. Lucas wiped his brow, voice raw. Empire's empty without fixing this. A volunteer overheard, slipping him a note. Jasmine's old address book. He pocketed it, a new lead igniting. Deeper into the night, Lucas traced more old records. Phone calls to mutual acquaintances. A former colleague of Ilara's picked up. Jasmine, strong girl, lost her mom young. Margaret helped once. The pieces clicked, regret sharpening to resolve. He returned to the center, finding Jasmine alone mopping floors. Ilara and Mom, sisters in spirit, you belong with us. Jasmine's mop halted, eyes meeting his, vulnerability flickering. Belong? After you tossed me? Lucas knelt, handing her a photo from his phone, Margaret smiling with Ilara. Start over. For her. Jasmine's fingers trembled on the screen, the pull undeniable, but she shoved it back. Not yet. Lucas rose, determination stealing him. The search wasn't over. Threads pulled tighter, leading to hidden truths in faded letters and unspoken bonds. Shadows lengthened in the center, whispering of revelations waiting just beyond the door. Back off, rich boy, you're scaring the folks. An elder's cane cracked against the floor, his glare piercing Jasmine as she shoved Lucas's photo back into his hand. She spun away, apron whipping, grabbing a stack of blankets from the shelf with hands that didn't tremble. The community center buzzed with tension, elders muttering, eyes darting between her and the intruder. Jasmine's jaw locked tight, teeth grinding as she distributed the blankets, her voice slicing through the din. Mrs. Ellis, wrap up. Storm's hitting hard. The old woman clutched the fabric, fingers arthritic and slow, but Jasmine knelt, tucking it around her shoulders with firm gentleness. Can't have you freezing tonight. Lucas hovered at the edge, but Jasmine ignored him, moving to the next. Mr. Harlan, wheezing in his chair. Soup's cold, he grumbled. She snatched his bowl, reheating it on the stove, steam rising like her suppressed fury. Not on my watch. Elders closed in, one snapping at Lucas. She doesn't need your kind here. Go back to your mansion. Jasmine's lips curled, but she waved them off. Let him gawk. I've got work. She hauled a crate of canned goods, muscles straining under the weight, slamming it down with a thud that echoed her resolve. Snow pelted the windows outside, flakes sticking like accusations. But inside, Jasmine's pace didn't falter. She bandaged a kid's scraped knee, her touch steady, voice low. Hold still. Pain's temporary. The boy winced, but her eyes met his, fierce encouragement burning. You're tougher than this. Whispers spread, elders recounting her deeds. Jasmine fixed the leak last week, climbed the roof in the rain. Another nodded. Feeds us when funds run dry. Her own pocket. She overheard, shoulders squaring, but pushed on, organizing a game for the children huddled in the corner. Cards! Deal 'em fast! Laughter erupted, cutting the chill, her own smile flashing briefly and genuinely. Lucas stepped closer, voice probing. You do this every day? Jasmine's head snapped up, eyes narrowing. What? Surprised a maid can lead? Get out before you disrupt more. He backed off but watched as she confronted a volunteer slacking off. Pull your weight or leave. Folks depend on us. The man muttered but hustled under her glare. Deeper into the shift, Jasmine's fatigue showed, sweat beading on her brow. But she powered through, helping an elder stand, arm looped under his. 1 foot forward, Mr. Tate. Storm won't beat you. He gripped her tighter, voice gruff. You're gold, girl, after what that family did. Jasmine's fist clenched behind his back, nails biting palm, but she forced a nod. Family? Blood doesn't define it. The words hung, echoing her earlier prophecy, as she settled him with hot cocoa, steam curling like unresolved anger. Children tugged her sleeve. Story time! She sat cross-legged, voice weaving tales of resilience, heroes rising from ashes. Never let 'em break you. Her eyes distant, mind flashing to Margaret's frail grip, Sophia's slap. Lucas lingered, absorbing the scene. Jasmine's world a fortress of grit amid the snow's assault. She caught his stare, storming over. Still here? Pity tour over. He held up the locket again. Not pity, truth. Ilara's yours? Jasmine's breath hitched, snatching it, the chain biting into her skin. Mom's gone too soon. Now leave. But an elder interrupted. Girl, hear him. Might fix things. Jasmine's chest heaved, conflict warring in her eyes. She turned away, diving into another task, shoveling the entrance clear of snowdrifts, shovel scraping ice with vicious strokes. Flakes stung her face, but she hacked harder, each swing venting the betrayal. Won't break, she muttered, breath fogging. Inside, warmth flickered. Elders safe, her haven intact. As the night deepened, Jasmine paused, locket now around her neck, pulse thrumming against it. Lucas approached once more. One talk, for Mom. Her grip tightened on the shovel, resolve cracking just enough. Fine, but on my terms. The center's door creaked open to the blizzard, but her world held firm, secrets simmering beneath the surface, ready to boil over with one misplaced word. You think one sorry erases the slap you let happen? Jasmine's voice cracked like ice underfoot, her shovel slamming into the snow pile as she faced Lucas in the community center doorway. Flakes swirled between them, stinging exposed skin. But she didn't blink, eyes locked on his like daggers. Lucas raised his hands, palms out, voice cutting through the wind. Not erase. Face it. I saw the bruises on Mom's arm. Sophia's handiwork. Jasmine's fist clenched around the shovel handle, knuckles cracking. Bruises? Try months of barbs. Useless old hag, she spat daily. You deaf? He stepped closer, boots crunching snow, but she swung the shovel up, barring his path. Back off. Terms, you listen first. Lucas nodded sharply, breath fogging. Listening. Jasmine lowered the tool but gripped it tight, leading him inside where elders eyed them warily. She shoved a chair at him, sitting opposite, locket glinting under the fluorescent hum. Ilara, my mom, died broke, fighting cancer. Margaret sent money, letters, hired me quietly to watch over her. Lucas's jaw dropped, but she cut him off. Your turn? Why chase now? Guilt. He leaned forward, elbows on knees, voice raw. Guilt eats me. Fired you blind, sided with poison. Mom's crumbling without you. Jasmine's lips twisted, pain flashing. Crumbling? She begged me to be silent, feared Sophia's wrath. Lucas's fist balled, regret surging. Wrath I enabled. Forgive? No. Help me fix. She stood abruptly, pacing, boots thudding on linoleum. Fix? Start with the truth. That locked T holds a letter inside. Jasmine pried it open with trembling fingers, unfolding a yellowed paper, ink faded but sharp. Read it. Lucas took it, eyes scanning. Ilara's scrawl detailing a long-ago affair, Sophia's father, his betrayal, a hidden child. This Says you're Sophia's half-sister? Blood tie? Jasmine snatched it back, voice thunderous. Half? Full betrayal. Dad ditched Mom for white respectability, left us scraping. Sophia knows. Hit it. Lucas's face paled, paper crumpling in his grip. She never said. God, the inheritance fights. Jasmine's eyes blazed. Fights? She schemed to bury this. Keep the fortune clean. The revelation hit like a punch. Lucas staggered back, chair scraping. Proof? This letter's old. Jasmine jabbed the paper. DNA would seal it, but first conditions. Protect Margaret, ditch Sophia's lies. He nodded fiercely, standing. Done. I'll hire investigators. Expose it all. But she blocked his exit, hand on his chest. Not alone. I join, for Mom's sake. Elders murmured approval, one handing Jasmine a coat. Girl, careful, rich folk twist. She shrugged it on, voice steel. Twist? I'll snap back. Lucas extended a hand, but she ignored it, shoving the letter into her pocket. We start now. Your car? He led the way, engine roaring to life against the storm. Inside the vehicle, heat blasting, Jasmine unfolded more. Ilara warned Margaret. Sophia's dad forged papers. Cut us out. Lucas gripped the wheel, knuckles white. Why hide from me? She sneered. Power. Your empire blinds you. Traffic snarled, horns blaring, but tension inside coiled tighter. Condition 2. Margaret safe. No Sophia near. Lucas swerved lanes, voice clipped. Agreed. Divorce papers tomorrow. Jasmine's breath caught, surprise flickering. Bold, but proof first. He pulled over at a diner, slamming the door and leading her in. Over coffee steaming, he dialed a PI. Dig on Sophia's father. Affairs, hidden kids. The line crackled. On it, boss. Jasmine sipped, eyes narrowing. This letter? Tip of the iceberg. Sophia's claws run deep. Reconciliation forged in fire. Conditions stacking like barriers. Lucas paid the bill, his voice urgent. Back to Mom. Show her this. Jasmine nodded but clutched the letter tighter. She knows parts, feared blowback. Car doors slammed, tires spinning on slush. At the mansion gates, guards waved them through. Sophia's car was absent. Storm kept her out? Inside, Margaret rose from her chair, eyes lighting. Jasmine! Embrace fierce, tears soaking shoulders. You came! Jasmine held the letter out. With this, Ilara's truth. Margaret's hands shook, reading, gasps escaping. My God, sisters? Lucas paced. We expose Sophia. But Jasmine halted him. Careful. She's not alone in this. Margaret nodded, voice breaking. Letters mentioned a partner. Victor, your COO. Lucas's face hardened. Victor? Traitor? The name dropped like a bomb, eyes meeting in shared resolve. Conditions sealed the pact. Forgiveness, conditional on action. Jasmine pocketed the letter again, voice low. This hooks deeper. Family rot. Lucas's phone buzzed. PI's text. Preliminary hits, affair confirmed. Storm raged outside, but inside alliances shifted, secrets clawing to light. Margaret clutched them both. Together now. Jasmine's nod was grim, the letter's weight pulling toward bigger storms, truths unraveling thread by thread into the unknown. You think you can dig up dirt on me, you half-breed bitch? Victor's voice snarled through the phone speaker, his tone dripping venom as Jasmine held the device up in the mansion study. Lucas froze mid-stride, fist clenching, while Margaret's hand flew to her throat, a gasp escaping. Jasmine's eyes narrowed to slits, finger jabbing the speaker button harder. Half-breed? Say that to my face, white boy. Your affair with Sophia's rotting this family. Victor's laugh barked out, sharp and mocking. Family? You're trash infiltrating. Sophia warned me. Stay out or I'll crush you. Lucas snatched the phone, voice thunderous. Victor? You're my COO. Betraying for what? Victor cut him off, words slicing. For everything you ignored, fool. Sophia's mine. Your empire's ours. That letter? Burn it. Jasmine lunged forward, grabbing the phone back, nails digging into the case. Burn? It's proof. Dad's affair. My blood right. You're hiding murders next? Victor's breath hitched, then exploded. Murders? Delusional slut. I'll silence you first. The line crackled with his rage, but Jasmine shoved the phone at Lucas. Trace it. He's with her. Lucas dialed the PI faster, fingers flying. Track Victor's cell. Now. Margaret stood shakily, clutching the letter. He visited last week, eyes on the safe. Victor's voice interrupted via callback, blasting through. Safe? All mine soon. Margaret's accident first. Jasmine's jaw locked, teeth grinding as she slammed a fist on the desk. Accident? You plot to kill her? Like Alara? Victor sneered. Alara died broke. Natural. You next if you push. The threat ignited. Lucas roared, hurling the phone across the room, shattering it against the wall. Bastard! He's in on it. Sophia's lover, scheming our end. Jasmine scooped up the fragments, piecing the speaker back. Lover? Explains the whispers, your board meetings, her late nights. Victor's chuckle filtered through static. Smart for help. Yes, we bury your line, claim the fortune. No black blood tainting. Margaret whimpered, but Jasmine pulled her close, arm shielding. Taint? My blood's purer than your lies. Victor's retort snapped. Purer? Sophia's white legacy wins. I'll erase you all. Lucas charged to the door, keys rattling. Office now, confront him. But Victor hung up, silence dropping like a blade. Jasmine's pulse hammered, shoving the letter into her pocket. He's escalating. Hired muscle next. Margaret's fingers dug into Jasmine's sleeve. He eyed my pills. Poison? Lucas whirled back, face ashen. Pills? Check them. Jasmine bolted to the bathroom, rifling cabinets, bottles clattering. One label peeled, tampered seal. Fake! He's poisoning slowly. Victor's shadow loomed larger, his thug appearing at the window, bang on glass. Open up! Boss wants words. Jasmine yanked the curtains shut, heart slamming. Armed! Call cops! Lucas dialed 911, voice clipped. Intruder, armed, at my address. Sirens wailed, distance it, but the thug kicked the door, wood splintering. Give the letter, or she dies, pointing at Margaret. Chaos chained. Jasmine grabbed a lamp, swinging the base like a club. Over my body! Thug burst in, gun drawn, but Lucas tackled him, fists flying. Grunts echoed, blood spraying as knuckles cracked jaw. Jasmine smashed the lamp over his head, shards flying, thug crumpling. Margaret screamed, but Jasmine dragged her to safety, pulse racing. Stay down! Police lights flashed, officers storming in, cuffs clicking. You're under arrest. Assault. Thug spat blood. Victor sends regards. Game's on. Lucas hauled him up by the collar. Game? Spill? Sophia's plan. Thug smirked. Kill the old bat? Frame you. Take the company. Half sis? Buried secret. Jasmine's breath caught, kneeling by the thug. Buried how? Dad's will? He laughed, head lolling. Forged. Victor's hand. Officers dragged him out, but Victor's presence festered. Texts buzzing Lucas's phone. You poke the bear? Pay. Jasmine scrolled them, eyes blazing. He's allied deep, cheating board votes, siphoning funds. Margaret clutched her chest. My husband's legacy, stolen. Lucas paced, fury building. We hit back, dig his files. Jasmine nodded, grabbing the laptop. Start with emails, hack if needed. But a knock, PI at the door, folder thrust. Victor's affair logs, Sophia's prints all over. Pages flipped, photos spilling, them in hotels, whispers of plots. Murder Margaret slow, blame age. Then Lucas accident, Jasmine silenced. Jasmine's fist crushed a photo. Silenced? Try me. Victor's web spun wider, threats chaining to actions, alliances cracking under pressure. The study walls closed in, folders stacking like evidence towers, pulling them deeper into the fray where betrayals waited to strike. You dare threaten my family, you backstabbing prick? Lucas's roar blasted through the study as he slammed the PI's folder down, pages scattering like shrapnel. Jasmine snatched one up, eyes scanning logs of Victor's calls, her finger stabbing at a number. This, Sophia's burner, linked to hotel bookings. Margaret's hands shook as she gripped the desk edge, voice slicing in. Hotels! They plotted there. My pills swapped. Lucas whirled on the PI, who stood rigid in the doorway, folder clutched. Dig deeper. Bank transfers, emails. Now! The PI nodded sharply, phone out, fingers flying. Hacking protocols, give me an hour. Jasmine shoved past him, grabbing Lucas's laptop. Hour? We crack it ourselves. Passwords from your safe. Lucas punched in the code, screen flaring to life. Victor's access logs here. Jasmine's jaw tightened, scrolling code lines, her breath hot. Encrypted, bastard hid trails. Margaret leaned in, pointing at a file. That one, legacy plan. Open it. Lucas clicked, documents spilling. Forged wills, Sophia's signature glaring. She cuts me out, claims dementia. Jasmine's fist pounded the keyboard. Dementia? Your mind's sharp. Ilara's letter contradicts. The PI's phone buzzed, interrupting. Transfers confirmed. Millions siphoned to offshore. Victor's prince. Lucas's eyes blazed, standing to pace. Offshore? Tied to Dad's affair. Proof Jasmine's share. Jasmine nodded, pulling up old records. Birth certs, mine hidden, Sophia's polished. Margaret gasped, clutching Jasmine's arm. Your mom wrote me. Dad confessed before death. Chain reactions fired. Jasmine dialing a contact from Ilara's old network. Voice clipped. Auntie Rose? Need files on the affair. Now. Rose's response crackled. Sending scans. Hospital paternity test. Files pinged in. Jasmine opening them fast. Pages flipping. DNA match. Me and Sophia, same dad. Lucas grabbed the printout, waving it. Weapon, expose at board meet. But Margaret cut in. Wait, Victor's watching. Bugs? Jasmine ripped open drawers, finding a mic taped under. Here, smashed it. Boot heel crushed it, sparks flying. PI burst back. Emails hacked. Victor to Sophia. Eliminate loose ends. Old woman first. Jasmine's teeth ground, shoving the screen at Lucas. Loose ends? Us! Investigation surged. Lucas storming to his office downtown, Jasmine's shotgun in the car, Margaret guarded by security. Tires screeched into the parking, doors slamming. Files in vault, grab 'em. Jasmine picked the lock with a hairpin, skills honed from street days, click echoing. Drawers yanked open, folders tumbling, board minutes, altered votes. Victor's rigging elections, your CEO spot. Lucas's fist balled, shredding a fake proxy. Bastard votes himself in. After my accident. Jasmine's eyes widened at a photo slip. Victor and Sophia in bed, notes scribbled. Accident. Car tampering. Your brakes. Margaret called in. Check garage. Now. They bolted down, flashlight beams cutting dark, undercarriage exposed. Lines cut. Fresh. Jasmine's hand shook, but she patched it crudely. Drive carefully. We're targets. Deeper digs chained. PI tailing Victor's car. Reports streaming. He's at Sophia's hideout. Armed guards. Jasmine hacked cams via laptop, feed crackling. Look, planning session. The screen showed Victor slamming his fist. Jasmine's blood claim. Forged denials. Sophia's sneer. Kill her quietly, sister or not. Lucas's rage boiled, punching the dashboard. Sister? They admit. Jasmine's breath hitched, but she zoomed in. Documents there. Diary pages. They raced to the address, staking out from the shadows. Infiltrate. Grab proof. Jasmine slipped through the alley, silent as a ghost, picking the window lock. Inside, voices hissed. Victor, grabbing Sophia's arm. Lucas suspects. End him. She yanked free. And the maid? My half-trash. Jasmine's pulse thundered, recording on phone. But her foot slipped. Crash. Guards charged. Intruder! She bolted, guards firing, bullets whizzing. Lucas revved the engine outside, and the door flung open. Jump! She dove in, tires screaming away. Pursuit chained. Guards SUV ramming tail, metal crunching. Jasmine fired back with a borrowed gun, window shattering. Lose 'em! Lucas swerved alleys, horns blaring. Got the recording. Gold. Back at the mansion they played it. Admissions clear. Margaret listened, tears carving cheeks. My husband's betrayal exposed. PI arrived, more files. Paternity suits buried. Payoffs. Jasmine pieced together timelines. Dad knew. Left me Cher's secret. Lucas nodded, compiling a dossier. Board tomorrow. Drop this bomb. But the phone rang. Anonymous. Stop digging, or Margaret dies tonight. Jasmine smashed it. Bluff or real? Security tightened, but doubt gnawed. Manhunts extended. Jasmine phoning old allies in Harlem. Eyes on Victor, track moves. Reports flooded. He's buying poisons. Links to Margaret's pills. Lucas confronted a bored mole. Talk or jail? Mole cracked. Victor bribed me. Frame you for embezzlement. Confession stacked. Evidence mounting like an arsenal. Jasmine forged ahead, examining Dad's old letters. Clues here, safe deposit box. They rushed to the bank, the vault opening with the key from the locket. Inside, original will, naming Jasmine heir. Jackpot, overrides forgeries. Margaret hugged her. Sister to Sophia? Family now. But the alarm blared. Guards outside, Victor's men. Trap! Jasmine barricaded the door, heart slamming. Fight out! Fists and improvised weapons flew, grunts echoing as they escaped. Will clutched. Chain unbroken. Back home, scanning documents, cross-referencing. Victor's motive, control company, marry Sophia, erase us. Lucas's resolve hardened. We have enough. Strike. Jasmine's fingers flew on keys, emailing leaks to trusted press. Anonymous tip. Blow it wide. Responses pinged, journalists biting. Margaret added, Ilara's journal. More affairs detailed. Pages turned, scandals unfolding. Victor's own secrets, tax fraud. Leverage. Investigation peaked, threads knotting into a noose. But Victor's text flashed. You found the will? Too late. Hit squad en route. Doors rattled, shadows encroaching. Jasmine loaded gun. Bring it. The mansion tensed, evidence secured, but danger closing like jaws, pulling toward inevitable clash. You filthy traitor, your own blood for cash? Jasmine's scream ripped through the mansion's tension as she hurled the forged will across the table, papers scattering like accusations. Lucas caught one midair, eyes bulging at the signatures. His father's, altered to cut Jasmine out completely. Margaret's hand slammed down, voice cracking like thunder. That's not his writing. Victor faked it. The safe deposit box contents spilled further. Diaries, photos, and a taped confession cassette from Dad's deathbed. Jasmine snatched the tape, jamming it into an old player, button punched hard. Static crackled, then Dad's weak voice. Sophia, not my only. Jasmine, Ilara's girl, half share. Forgive, betrayal. Sophia's name dropped like a bomb, Margaret gasping, clutching her chest. He confessed, affair buried to protect image. Lucas's fist pounded the wood, splintering the edge. Image? Victor knew, helped hide for control. Jasmine's breath heaved, rewinding tape. Listen, Victor promised silence, for stake in company. The words ignited. Margaret lunged for the diaries, pages flipping frantically. Here, entries. Victor threatened Ilara. Cancer cover, but poison? Jasmine's eyes widened, nails raking the page. Poison. Mom's death. No accident. Lucas grabbed her shoulders, grip iron. Proof. Lab reports? Files tumbled. Toxicology hidden. Ilara's autopsy forged. Arsenic traces. Victor's supplier. Margaret's tears splashed ink, voice raw. He killed her. To erase the heir. Revelations chained brutal. Jasmine bolting to the laptop, hacking deeper into Victor's cloud. Emails. Sophia to him. Half-cis threat. End like Ilara. Lucas's roar echoed. End? They murdered for inheritance. Screen flashed photos. Victor mixing vials, Sophia watching. Conspiracy. Dad's heart attack next? Margaret nodded fiercely, pulling hospital records. Suspicious. Overdose. Blamed stress. Jasmine's fingers flew, cross-matching dates. Victor visited the day before. Spiked meds. The truth crushed like a vice. Dad's betrayal, not just an affair, but Victor's hand in his death to seize power. Orchestrated. Marry Sophia, claim all. Lucas's knee buckled, slamming into a chair. My father, poisoned by my KOO. Deeper cuts followed, tape replaying. Jasmine deserves half. Don't let Victor win. Margaret embraced Jasmine, sobs racking. Sister to my daughter-in-law? Blood binds. But Jasmine shoved back, eyes blazing. Binds? They stole my life. Mom gone, me scraping streets. Lucas stood, voice steel. We avenge, expose murders. Phone buzzed, PI. Confirmed, arsenic in Alara's remains. Exhumed quietly. Jasmine's laugh barked bitterly. Exhumed? Nail him. But an alert flashed. Security cams showing shadows creeping gates. They're here. Hit squad. Guns cocked outside, door rattling. Open or we burn it down. Victor's voice came through the intercom, sneering. Truth? Dies with you. Panic chained to action. Jasmine barricading windows, shoving furniture. Tape secure. Copy to cloud. Lucas fired a warning shot through the door, the boom echoing. Back off. Cops en route. Margaret hid the diaries in a safe, the lock clicking. They want this. Dad's full confession. Bullets peppered wood, splinters flying. Jasmine returned fire, shoulder jolting. For Mom! Hit squad breached, masks down, charging. Fists flew, Lucas tackling one, neck snap echoing. Jasmine kneed another, elbow cracking jaw. Murderers! Margaret swung the cane, connecting skull. Grunts filled the air, blood slicking the floor. Squad leader snarled, Victor says end the half-breed first. Jasmine's rage exploded, pinning him, knife to throat. Half? Full air, confess. He spat. Victor poisoned Alara. Sophia's order, hide the bastard child. Confession ripped open, Jasmine recording it, phone thrust close. Say it, Dad too? Leader choked. Yes, overdose, frame suicide, empire clean. Police sirens wailed near, squad fleeing, but the leader was cuffed by arriving officers. You're done. Jasmine stood over him, tape and phone clutched. Truth out, murders exposed. Lucas pulled her back, breath ragged. We have it all. Betrayal, killings, forgery. Margaret's voice cut. Family rot, ends now. The revelation settled like dust after a storm, evidence irrefutable. But Victor's escape vehicle screeched away into the distance. Sirens faded, but the tape's voice looped in minds. Forgiveness unattained, vengeance brewing. The mansion's safe clicked open again, diaries spilling more shadows, truths pulling toward final confrontations where empires would crumble. You half-caste whore, think you can steal my legacy? Sophia's venom spat across the boardroom table, her nails clawing the wood as she lunged at Jasmine, eyes wild with hate. Victor grabbed her arm, yanking her back, his sneer twisting. Easy, love. She's bait. Lucas, hand the tape or watch them bleed. Lucas shoved Jasmine behind him, fists raised, voice booming. Bleed? You murdered Dad. Alara too. Proof's out. Margaret, flanked by security, clutched the diaries tighter, but Victor's gun flashed from his coat, barrel aimed square at her chest. Proof! Shred it, now! Jasmine's teeth bared, stepping forward. Shred? Over your corpse! Guards burst through doors, rifles cocked, surrounding them. Boss says end 'em. Sophia's laugh sliced sharply, circling like a shark. End? Start with the black intruder, tainting our blood. Jasmine's fist flew, connecting with Sophia's jaw with a crack. Blood spraying. Taint? Your dad's seed in my mom. Sister. Victor fired a warning shot and ceiling plaster was raining. Sister lies. Guards, grab her. Hands clamped Jasmine's arms, wrenching back, but she kneed one groin. Elbow smashing nose. Grunts exploded, bodies tumbling. Lucas tackled Victor, gun skidding across the floor. You poisoned my father, Victor headbutted him, blood trickling. Poison? Business. Your spot's mine. Margaret screamed as a guard snatched the diaries, but she bit his hand, flesh tearing. Thief! The guard slapped her, cheek blooming red. Chaos chained. Jasmine breaking free, flipping the table for cover. Wood splintering. Run! Elevator! Lucas dragged Margaret, bullets whizzing past her ears. Sophia clawed at him. Stop, or I gut the old bat. He shoved her off, the door slamming. Elevator dinged, doors closing as guards pounded fists. Down! Garage! Jasmine punched buttons, breath ragged. They'll cut power. Lights flickered, the car halting mid-floor. Victor's voice over the intercom. Trapped, surrender. Jasmine pried doors, muscles straining, gap widening. Climb! Shaft! Lucas boosted Margaret up, cables groaning. Go! I'll hold! Bullets pinged metal, sparks flying. Sophia's screech. Kill the half-breed first. They dropped to garage level, doors forced, alarms blaring. Victor's SUV screeched in, headlights blinding. Ram 'em! The engine roared, tires burning rubber. Jasmine dove left, rolling, and grabbed a discarded wrench as a weapon. Lucas pulled Margaret behind a pillar, concrete chipping from impacts. Car! Mine! Keys jangled, doors unlocking remotely. They sprinted, diving in as the SUV smashed tail, glass shattering. Lucas revved, peeling out ramp, horns blaring in the streets. Pursuit! Lose 'em! Jasmine fired back through the window, shots echoing off buildings. Victor leaned out passenger seat, gun blazing. Pull over, or crash! Sophia's face in the mirror twisted with rage. My empire, you steal nothing! Chase intensified, Lucas swerving traffic, taxis honking, pedestrians scattering. Alley, cut through! Tires screeched, bumping curbs. Victor rammed again, bumper crumpling. Margaret clutched the seat, voice fierce. Evidence, don't lose diaries. Jasmine checked the bag. Safe, DNA results inside. Sirens wailed distance, cop cars joining the fray. Victor's shout. Cops! Bribed! Turn on you! A police cruiser sideswiped Lucas, forcing spin. Traitors! Jasmine's heart slammed, grabbing the wheel steadily. Bridge! Jump lanes! Lucas accelerated, weaving bridges, water glinting below. SUV clipped the mirror, sparks flying. Sophia fired, a bullet grazing Jasmine's arm, blood hot. Bitch! Die! Jasmine bit her lip, pain fueling a shove of the gas pedal. Faster! Escalation peaked. Victor overtaking, blocking the road. End of line! Guards leapt out, rifles up. Lucas braked hard, skidding. Out! Fight! Doors flung, fists ready. Jasmine charged first, wrench swinging, cracking skull. Bone crunched, body dropping. Lucas grappled Victor, choking hold. For Dad! Victor kneed gut, breaking free. Dad begged, weak. Margaret swung her purse, connecting temple. Murderer! Sophia tackled her, nails raking her face. Old hag, quiet! Jasmine pulled Sophia off, slamming head to hood. Sister? Rot! Cops arrived but turned guns on them. Hands up! Victor's orders. Betrayal stung. Jasmine dodged behind the car, dragging Margaret. Run! Subway! Lucas covered, punching the cop, badge clattering. Corrupt! They bolted stairs, trains rumbling below. Victor's pursuit thundered after, footsteps pounding. No escape! Danger coiled tighter, subway platform chaotic, crowds shoving. Jasmine pushed through, arm bleeding. Train! Now! Doors hissed open, and they dove in as Victor fired, glass cracking. The train lurched forward, leaving him cursing. Inside, breaths heaving, Margaret bandaged Jasmine's wound with a scarf. Hero, you saved us. Lucas clutched an evidence bag. Not overboard meeting next. Expose. Jasmine's eyes hardened, pain throbbing. They'll strike harder. Phone buzzed. Anonymous. Warehouse, final proof waits. Trap or truth? The train rattled on, shadows lengthening in tunnels, danger lurking at every stop, pulling toward the ultimate reckoning. You trap us with lies, you white-collar killer? Jasmine's snarl cut through the subway car's rumble, her phone screen glowing with Victor's taunting text as she shoved it at Lucas. Blood trickled from her grazed arm, but she ignored it, Fingers stabbing reply. Warehouse, bring it. Your end. Lucas grabbed the rail, train jolting, his voice low and fierce. Trap, obvious. But proof? We need it. Margaret's grip tightened on Jasmine's sleeve, eyes wide. Dad's hidden vault, mentioned in diaries. Warehouse address matches. Jasmine's jaw clenched, shoving the phone away. Then we hit, armed. Train doors hissed open at the station, and they bolted out, crowds parting like waves before a storm. Sirens echoed distant, but Victor's goons shadowed, footsteps pounding platforms. There! Tail! Lucas spotted them, shoving through turnstiles, gun drawn, hidden. Jasmine fired back, shot echoing, thug dropping knee shot. Run! Taxi! They hailed one curbside, diving in as bullets pinged the hood. Warehouse district, fast! The driver floored it, tires screeching. Inside, Jasmine ripped the scarf tighter on the wound, pain shooting. Evidence. Dad's full confession video? Diaries hint. Lucas nodded, dialing PI. Backup. Warehouse now. Armed. PI's voice crackled. En route. Victor inbound. Margaret clutched bag. Video shows Victor spiking drinks. Alara's last. Arrival chain danger. Taxi skidding to halt at rusted gates. Shadows looming. Jasmine kicked the lock, the chain snapping. In! Quiet! They crept through, flashlights cutting dark, crates stacking like tombs. Victor's voice boomed from speakers. Welcome. Proof? Die for it. Trap sprung, guards ambushing, bats swinging. Jasmine dodged, wrench from before, cracking arm, bone snapping. Hero time! Lucas tackled another, choking hold till limp. Margaret hid behind a crate, but the guard grabbed her. Old lady, bait! Jasmine surged, knife from boot, slashing tendon, guard howling. Touch her! Die! Blood-slicked floor, grunts filling the air. Deeper in, vault door gleamed, keypad blinking. Code from diaries. Margaret punched numbers, fingers flying. Dad's birth date twisted. Click, open. Inside, files, avalanche, videos, and ledgers. Jasmine rifled drawers, pulling a USB. This, confession. Lucas plugged into laptop from the bag, the screen flickering. Dad's face. Victor poisoned me. Ilara, too. For the Empire. Jasmine Air. Sophia's voice on tape. Do it. Erase, bastard. Evidence hit like a hammer. Lucas's fist clenched, crushing the older. Irrefutable. Murders. Forgeries. But alarms wailed. Victor bursting in with Sophia, guns up. Hand it, or she bleeds. Pointing at Margaret. Jasmine shielded her, USB pocketed. Bleed, you first. A fight erupted. Victor charging Lucas, knife drawn, slashing his sleeve. Blood welled, but Lucas countered punch to the gut, air whooshing out. For Dad, Sophia clawed Jasmine. Sister? Trash. Give USB. Jasmine headbutted, nose crunching. Trash? Your mirror. Guards piled on, but PI's team crashed through the skylight, ropes dropping, shots firing. Freeze! FBI tipped. Chaos peaked, bullets ricocheting, bodies dropping. Jasmine dove for cover, dragging Margaret, USB clutched. Out! Back door! Lucas covered, disarming Victor with a kick, gun flying. Surrender! Victor snarled, lunging again. Empire mine! PI tackled him, cuffs clicking. Not anymore. Escape chained, warehouse doors bursting open, they sprinted to PI's van, engine roaring. Sophia's scream, stop them! But tires spun gravel, peeling away. Inside the van, Jasmine played the USB loud, confessions blaring. PI nodded. Gold, links to board fraud, tax evasion. Margaret's tears flowed. Ilara avenged, Dad too. Lucas bandaged his arm, voice steel. Board meeting, drop this. Jasmine copied files to the cloud, fingers frantic. Duplicates, safe. Pursuit sirens joined. Victor's bribed cops, but PI radioed. Feds incoming, clean. Vans swerved highways, dodging cruisers, adrenaline pumping. Final pieces locked. Jasmine uncovering ledger pages. Offshore accounts, millions stolen. Lucas's eyes hardened. Nail 'em. Margaret added, video timestamps, match poison buys. Evidence compiled in van, dossier thickening. But ambush ahead, roadblock, guards firing. Ram! Jasmine yelled, van crashing barrier, metal twisting. Shots shattered windows, glass raining. She returned fire, hitting the tire, the SUV spinning out. Clear! They broke through, the warehouse fading in the mirror. PI's safe house loomed, doors slamming shut behind. Inside they spread files. DNA, tapes, ledgers, irrefutable. This ends them? Jasmine's wound throbbed, but resolve burned. For family, real one. Lucas embraced her. Hero, you saved us all. Margaret nodded. Blood binds true. Proof secured, but Victor's final text buzzed. Boardroom, my last stand. Jasmine smashed phone. Ours too. Safe house walls echoed plans, evidence weaponized for exposure. Feds coordinated via PI. Arrest warrants ready. Night pressed on, but dawn promised reckoning. Files glowing on screens like beacons, drawing toward the climactic unmasking where truce would shatter empires. You poisoned our bloodline, you greedy scum! Victor's bellow shattered the boardroom silence, his fist smashing the conference table as he charged at Lucas, veins bulging in his neck. Sophia flanked him, claws out, screeching, Expose? You'll rot first. Half-sister trash. Jasmine stepped front, USB thrust high like a sword, voice slicing back. Trash? Play the tape. Your confessions. Lucas hit play on the projector, screen flaring, Dad's dying words booming. Victor killed me, Alara too, for power. Gasps ripped from board members, chairs scraping as faces paled. Victor lunged for the remote, but Jasmine blocked, foot stomping his instep, bone crunching. Sit! Watch your end! Sophia's snarl twisted. Lies! Forged! But tape rolled, her voice hissing. Erase the bastard child. Poison works. The board chairman stood, finger jabbing. Sophia, proof! She whirled on him. Shut up, old fool. Jasmine shoved evidence folders across the table, pages flying, DNA results, ledgers, autopsy fakes. Read, millions stolen, murders covered. Victor grabbed a folder, ripping it. Irrelevant, I'm CEO now. Lucas tackled him to the floor, neon chest. CEO, arrest warrants, feds outside. Doors burst open, agents storming in, badges flashing. Hands up, Victor Hale, Sophia Grant. You're under. Twist chained, Victor spitting blood. Under. Bribe them. But the lead agent cuffed him hard, chains rattling. Bribes failed. Your cop pals flipped. Sophia clawed at the agent. Let go, I'm innocent. Jasmine thrust phone recording, squad leader's confession blasting. Victor ordered hits, Sophia planned. Board members murmured fury, one slamming gavel. Vote, expel them! Votes shouted, aye. Victor's eyes were wild, twisting in cuffs. You can't! Empire mine! Agent dragged him. Empire! Prison yours! Margaret rose, diaries held high. Dad's truth. Jasmine heir. Sophia's face crumpled. Heir? No. White legacy. Jasmine's slap landed, cheek reddening. Legacy? Poisoned by you. Exposure peaked, projector flickering more. Video of Victor mixing vials, Sophia watching. Arsenic, for Alara. Board gasped again, chairman dialing press. Leak it, all. Flashbulbs popped outside windows, reporters surging. Victor headbutted the agent, breaking free momentarily and grabbed the gun from the holster. Die, all! A shot was fired wildly, a bullet grazing the chairman's arm. Chaos. Jasmine dove, tackling Victor anew, wrenching the gun away. Enough! Killer! Agents piled on, subduing him finally. Sophia broke, sobbing. It was him! Forced me! But tape looped her orders. Kill the old bat. Agent cuffed her. Both rot. Lucas stood over them. For Dad, Ilera, done. Revelations sealed, ledgers projected, offshore thefts, board fraud. Members voted instantaneously. Assets frozen. Jasmine shares restored. Margaret embraced Jasmine. Family whole. Jasmine's eyes teared, but her chin lifted. Justice. Finally. Feds hauled Victor and Sophia out, their screams echoing the halls. You'll pay! Reporters swarmed. Scandal! Murder in boardroom! Jasmine pocketed the USB. Evidence seals it. Lucas addressed the board. Rebuild, clean. Cheers rose, but Victor's parting glare. Not over. Agents shoved him into the van, doors slamming. Climax twisted final. Hidden mic in Victor's tie. Planted by PI, broadcasting all to live feed. Online exploded. Hashtags trending. Stocks plummeting. Board dissolved meeting. Members shaking hands with Jasmine. Welcome, partner. She nodded grimly. For the lost. Margaret's voice cut. Ilara smiles now. Lucas locked eyes with Jasmine. Sister-in-law. Family. Twist landed. Sophia's half-blood denied, but Jasmine's claimed. Cuffs clicked tighter outside. Vans peeling away. Boardroom emptied, but echoes lingered. Confessions looping on screens. Truths unshackled. Shadows shifted in the hall. Justice dawning, but remnants of betrayal whispered warnings for the rebuilding ahead. You'll rot in hell for tainting our blood, you white devil. Sophia's final screech pierced the courtroom as the judge's gavel cracked down, her chains rattling while agents hauled her back, nails scraping the bailiff's arm. Victor twisted beside her, face purple with rage, spitting at Lucas across the aisle. This ain't over. Your empire crumbles without me. Lucas stood rigid, fist clenched, voice booming back. Crumble? You built on murders, Dad's, Alara's. Jury saw. Margaret's hand gripped Jasmine's tight, her frail fingers digging in as the verdict rang. Guilty, all counts. Life without parole. Sophia lunged, but cuffs yanked her shorts. Guilty? That half-breed stole my share. Jasmine rose, eyes locked on her half-sister, voice thunderous. Stole? I claimed what's mine. Blood you denied. The judge cut in sharply. Silence. Sentences. Victor Hale. Life for murders. Fraud. Sophia Grant. Same. Conspiracy. Theft. Gasps echoed from the gallery, reporters scribbling frantically. Victor headbutted the guard, blood trickling, but was slammed down. Appeals! I'll bury you! Lucas stepped forward, the evidence bag thrust at the prosecutor. Bury? Tapes seal it. Your voice is damning. Prosecutor nodded, playing a snippet. Victor's confession blaring. Poisoned him. Clean slate. Board members in the audience nodded grimly, one standing. Assets seized. Reparations start. Sophia's sobs broke, knees buckling. My life ruined. Jasmine's lip curled. Ruined. Like Mom's. Ilara choked on your arsenic. Justice chained swift. Feds carting them out. Vans waiting. Sirens ready. Margaret embraced Lucas. Son. Avenged. He held her close, voice cracking. Mom, safe now. Jasmine pocketed the verdict papers, shoulders squaring. Nuts thrashed, all plots unraveled. Appeals loomed, but evidence was ironclad. DNA ties, ledgers, videos. Victor's last glare from the van window. Family curse, you! Door slammed, engine roaring away. Courtroom emptied, but echoes lingered. Jury foreman's guilty, repeating in minds. Lucas addressed the press outside. Truth wins, murders solved. Flashes popped, questions flying. Heirs, Jasmine? She nodded fiercely. Co-owner, rebuild fair. Loose ends tied, offshore funds recovered, wired to victim's kin. Ilara's grave visited, flowers laid, Margaret whispering, rest, justice done. Jasmine knelt, soil under nails. Mom, your killer pays. Lucas added a stone plaque. Truth prevails. Board reconvened quietly, votes stripping Victor's proxies. Clean slate, new era. Margaret's health files cleared, no dementia, full rights restored. Home mine again. Fines levied, millions to charity. Sophia's appeals denied first round. Judge slamming, no mercy, cold killers. Prison transfers rushed, isolation cells waiting. Jasmine's wound scarred over, a reminder etched. Battle's end. Family gathered post-trial, toast raised. To blood true. But Victor's smuggled note arrived. Watch backs. Shredded instantly, but vigilance sparked. Court papers filed final, stamps thumping. Justice served raw, wounds closing, but scars promised strength for rebuilding. Vans faded in distance, prison gates clanging shut, echoes of verdicts pulling toward hopeful dawns. You think prison wipes your sins, you blind fool? Jasmine's voice cracked like a whip in the empty courtroom hall, her finger jabbing Lucas's chest as they stepped out, flashbulbs popping her from press hounds. Lucas grabbed her wrist, grip firm but eyes pleading. Sins? Mine too. Ignored the poison in my home. Margaret tugged his sleeve, voice steady despite frailty. Redeem, start big. Ilara's dream, help the overlooked. Jasmine yanked free, chin lifting. Overlooked, like me. Streets to heiress. Fund it. Lucas nodded sharply, pulling phone. Quai from Empire Profits. Millions to communities. Press surged. Details? He shoved through. Announcement tomorrow. Charity launch. Redemption chained, massive. Lucas storming boardroom next dawn. Folders slamming. Vote. Divert half profits to fund. Elders, minorities, abuse victims. Members murmured, one objecting. Half, stocks drop. Lucas cut him. Drop or rise on ethics? Jasmine stood beside, voice thunderous. Ethics? After murders, Ilara's kin get homes, education. The vote passed swiftly, hands raising. Aye, fund named Ilara's light. Margaret's tears fell, clutching the locket. Her light shines. Lucas signed papers, ink flowing. First act, Harlem Center expansion. Jasmine runs. She nodded fiercely. Run? Transform. Shelters to hubs. Action exploded outward. Lucas hitting ground, sleeves rolled, breaking ground at the Harlem site, shovel biting earth. For the forgotten! Jasmine directed crews, voice barking orders. Walls up, classrooms here. Elders watched, one gripping a cane. Rich boy redeems? Lucas knelt, handing tools. Redeem. Join us. Weeks chained, volunteers flooding, hammers pounding, sweat mixing. Margaret visited daily, baking for workers, hands steady now. Bake? Heal souls. Jasmine pulled her in. Souls? Yours first. Therapy wing. Fund wired millions. Scholarships flying. Abuse hotlines buzzing. Press conference. Lucas at podium. Jasmine flanking. Ilara's light. Fights division. Lifts all. Questions fired. Personal? After scandal? He gripped the mic. Personal. Lost family. Gained truth. Scale ballooned. Lucas flying to sister cities. Launching branches. Brooklyn elders' homes. Manhattan abuse shelters. Expand. Nationwide. Jasmine coordinated, laptop keys clacking. Donors. Match us. Checks poured. Billionaires biting. One event. Gala packed. Auctions hammering. Bid. For change. Jasmine auctioned a locket replica. Symbol. Blood unites. Bid soared. Funds doubling. Margaret spoke on stage. From victim to victor. Join. Applause thundered. Check signed. Lucas pulled Jasmine aside. Your lead, inspire. She shoved him. Inspire. Your wallet fuels. But eyes softened. Hug brief. Together, hope builds. Ongoing chained. Lucas volunteering weekly, serving meals at centers, apron smeared. Serve? Learn humility. Elders gripped his hand. Changed man. Jasmine trained staff, voice firm. Empower, not pity. Programs rolled out. Job training, legal aid for the discriminated. One case, Black Maid suing abuse. One big. Like me, justice. Margaret mentored youth, stories flowing. Cruelty, stand tall. Fund hit headlines. Empire redeemed. Billions impact. Lucas visited prisons. Irony sharp. Funding rehab. Even killers. Second chances, but not Victor. Sophia's appeals were denied again. Her glare from news clips. Curse you! But Lucas shredded reports. Curse, we rise. Hope ignited chains. Communities transforming. Parks built. Schools equipped. Jasmine at ribbon cut. Cut for futures. Scissors snipped. Cheers erupting. Lucas lifted the kid on his shoulders. See? Your world. Margaret planted trees. Grow, like us. International whispers. Branches abroad. Aid to overlooked globally. Global? Alara's reach. Lucas signed treaties with NGOs, handshaking deals. Partner. End cycles. Jasmine's wound scar itched a reminder. Cycles? Broke hours. Gala annual. Toast clinking. To redemption. Large. Lucas raised a glass. Large. Endless. Family dined post. Laughs echoing. Bonds iron. Family? Forged in fire. Yet threats lingered. Victor's prison plots leaked but were squashed. Plots? Fund security. Jasmine's armed programs. Self-defense classes. Defend, never victims. Lucas donated a personal fortune chunk. Chunk? All in. Margaret's health bloomed. Walks daily, strength returning. Bloom? From ashes. Hope's fire spread. Volunteers multiplying. Stories shared. One elder, you saved us. Jasmine shook her head. Saved each other. Lucas's reflection in the mirror. Changed eyes. Changed for good. Action's scale cemented legacy. Alara's light beaming, illuminating paths. Communities thrived, divisions mended. Final toast, to hope, unbreakable. Glasses clinked, echoes fading into bright futures, pulling toward enduring peace. You dare curse us from your cell, you broken snake? Lucas's voice thundered through the prison visitation glass, his palms slamming the barrier as Victor's holographic feed flickered, face twisted in defeat. Victor leaned close, lips curling. Curse? Truth. Your family fractures without my iron. Jasmine shoved Lucas aside, eyes blazing into the screen. Fractures? We mend, stronger. Ilara's light thrives. Margaret's hand rested on Jasmine's shoulder, voice cutting sharply. Thrives. Communities heal. Your poison gone. Victor's laugh barked. Heal? Naive. Blood divides. But Lucas cut the feed, screen blacking out. Divides, we unite. They stormed out, prison gates clanging shut behind, freedom's air hitting faces. Ending chained perfect. Back at the mansion, family dinner spread, candles flickering, plates clinking. Lucas carved roast, knife slicing clean. To us, rebuilt. Jasmine raised a glass. Rebuilt? From ashes, new empire. Margaret sipped wine, hands steady. Empire of hearts. Laughter erupted, stories flowing. Jasmine's center successes, kids graduating programs. One boy, doctor now. Lucas nodded proudly. Your lead inspires. Guests arrived, elders from Harlem, bored allies, toasts multiplying. To hope, unquenched. One elder gripped Jasmine's hand. Girl, you saved souls. She squeezed back. Souls? Mutual. Night deepened, hugs exchanged, doors closing on warmth. Vienmun bloomed, months later, wedding bells. Jasmine in white, veil lifting as she kissed her partner. A community leader strong. Vows eternal. Lucas walked her down the aisle, eyes misting. Sister, proud. Margaret tossed rice. Grandkids soon? Reception roared, dances swirling, cake cut. Sweet, like victory. Lucas proposed a toast. To family, chosen, blood. Cheers thundered, glasses shattering tradition. Honeymoon followed, Jasmine in the tropics, but calls home daily. Center's okay? Back she expanded the fun. International branches aid to divided lands. Divide? Bridge. Lucas retired partially, volunteering full. Time, give back. Margaret traveled with them, speeches firing. Age, wisdom weapon. Lesson etched deep. Lucas at gala, mic gripped. Loyalty trumps status. Stand against abuse. Embrace truth. Audience nodded, applause crashing. Jasmine Adi. Blood, no barrier. Kindness binds. Margaret closed. Forgive blindness. Seek light. Media spread words, headlines blazing. Redemption real. Subplots resolved. Corrupted cops jailed. Assets redistributed. Fair shares, all. Jasmine's scar faded, but the reminder was strong. Pain fuels purpose. Family vacations chained. Beaches, mountains, bonds ironclad. Adventures together. Kids adopted into the fold. Orphans from centers. Laughter filling halls. Legacy, lives changed. Culmination shown. Anniversary event. Alara's Light HQ unveiled. Ribbon cut. Jasmine's scissors snipped. Open for all. Crowds surged in. Programs buzzing. Classes, counseling, jobs. Lucas lifted the plaque. In memory, Alara, Dad. Tears mixed with cheers, hugs enveloping. Margaret planted a garden. Grow, as we did. Evening fireworks burst, colors painting the sky. Burst like hope. Family watched arm in arm. Lucas whispering, lesson learned, family beyond blood, justice from courage. Jasmine nodded. Courage, every day stands. Margaret smiled. Stand. Uplift. Threads wrapped. Victor's appeals crushed. Final. Life sentence locked. Locked. Forgotten. Sophia's letters beg forgiveness, but shredded. Beg. Too late. Jasmine mentored her half-niece's secret. Cycle breaks. Empires soared ethically. Stocks are high, which impacts the global market. Global, infinite. Personal joys. Lucas's child was born, named Alara. New light. Jasmine's pregnancy announced. Generation next. Dinners weekly, stories retold, lessons drilled. Drill, live them. Subplots faded, old enemies reformed, joining the fun. Reform, possible. Margaret's book was published, From Frail to Fierce. Sales donated, fierce, all can. Final scene iconic, family on mansion balcony, city lights twinkling below. Lucas raised a glass, to endings happy, lessons eternal. Jasmine clinked. Eternal, loyalty over power. Margaret added, power in unity. They sipped, arms linked, future bright. Bright, unending. Lesson crystallized. Stand against injustice, embrace hidden kin, rebuild with heart. Divisions heal, hope endures. Balcony breeze carried whispers forward, city pulsing with renewed life, legacies etched in stars above. In the end, this story reminds us that true loyalty transcends race, status, and wealth. It's about standing up against injustice, embracing hidden truths, and building a family rooted in respect and compassion rather than power or blood alone. What do you think? Share your thoughts on the twists, or tell us about a time when kindness triumphed over cruelty in your own life down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next emotional tale. Stay strong and kind.